right here on Hip Hop Connection. We have a really good show. Got a very special in-studio guest. Goes by the name of Tony Exum Jr. He's going to give us a little something right here on The Voice of America. Hip Hop Connection. Yours truly, Rod Murray, in the studio with Tony Exum Jr. What's going on?
Not too much, man. How you doing?
I'm great. What was the name of that song?
Name of that song was called T.E. Heartbreak.
T.E. Heartbreak.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. Where did the concept for that come from?
The concept for that song was kind of a homage to my boys' New Edition, of course. You know, they had to hit Any Heartbreak, and I had to do something on my first record, you know. And I didn't want to remake a song. But honestly, the song comes from an experience. I was going through a heartbreak or a breakup when I was recording the album.
Okay.
So a couple of days after we broke up, I recorded the song. And at first it was called Heartbreak, and then I threw the T.E. on there because I was going through it. So
all right, now that's cool. So a lot of your songs are inspired by what you go through in life?
Definitely. I think particularly with this first record, you know, this being my debut CD, there's a lot that led up to it, you know, and that's kind of why I called it Finally, because that's the response I would get from people. They'd be like, are you ever going to put a CD out? I'm talking about in Colorado, you know.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I will, you know. And I was just things just weren't right. And then when I finally got the right producer, and the right, situation, I would say, hey, my album's almost done, because I had recorded it and then started talking about it. And they were like, oh, well, finally, it's about time, finally. And I kept hearing the word finally over and over again. I said, I'm just going to name the album Finally. I think that's the best title for it,
Cool. Well, when we come back, we'll talk about the flow of the album, what you got on that album,
Okay.
and how you got into the business.
Sure.
What's the song you're going to do for us right now?
I believe the song that I'm going to do is actually that song. It's called Finally. Let me switch horns real quick. Title track to the record. And this, just to make a special note, this was the first actual song that we did for this album. So kind of has a special meaning to me, because it's the first time we actually got in the studio and started tracking up. So
cool. Well, here's Tony Exum Jr. with Finally, right here on Hip Hop Connection.
You've been looking for it. You've been searching for it. You've been asking for it. And you know it comes. Finally, now it's here.
Back here on Hip Hop Connection with Tony Exum Jr. And that was Finally from his album entitled Finally.
Finally, that's right.
Cool. Now tell us about the feel of that album.
I tried to touch on, or we tried to touch on, me and my producer. And by the way, his name is James Roberson. He's a drummer and keyboardist from Denver, Colorado. Young guy, plays in my band. We were trying to touch on different types of music that would fit within smooth jazz. So that track, is obviously somewhat, more contemporary, kind of an R&B feel. Same thing with the song I played previously, Heart.